Hey guys, welcome to this stream or video. So this is a speedrun of Plants vs. Zombies 90%. I'm going to be doing it with commentary, mainly so I can submit this to marathon runs, as well as practice in case I do a marathon run of this in the future. Um, yeah, so this game, it's a wonderful game. I highly recommend it. You can buy it, or you can get it for free on your phone. It does have ads. You can also buy it on Steam for $5, or sometimes it's on sale for $1. Highly recommend playing this if you haven't. So we will we'll make a new save file here. So this is the any percent category. It involves completing the adventure mode levels, which you start by clicking Start Adventure here. So kind of as a backstory, what this game is you own this house, and there's zombies that are trying to attack it. So what you need to do is defend your house from these zombies, and we defend them with a variety of plants. Uh, these plants they're very fancy plants. They can do things like shoot projectiles, which help kill zombies. Um, these plants cost a certain amount of sun. Our sun is denoted by this sun counter here. You see we have a pea shooter, which costs 100 sun, and we have 150 sun, so we'll be able to afford it. The timing starts when I plant the first pea shooter, so 3, 2, 1, go. And so this pea shooter, what it does is it shoots a pea, it shoots a projectile, and in order to plant more of these plants, you need to basically amass enough sun to plant. Sun will fall out of the sky at kind of semi-random intervals. And you'll also notice that we plant our pea shooters very close to the front. If you played this casually, you usually don't do that. But in the speedrun, it's actually better to do this because projectiles take less time to actually hit their targets. So it's faster to plant these pea shooters kind of as close as you can to the zombies. This is the first level, 1-1. There are 50 levels that we're going to be doing in this category. This is the easiest one, introducing everything. And completing it unlocks the sunflower. So the sunflower, what this lets us do is it lets us... basically, the sunflower will produce sun. And so if we plant a bunch of sunflowers, we'll be able to amass enough sun to plant pea shooters or any other plant more quickly down the line. So what this level is trying to teach us is that we can plant sunflowers, and if we do, then we'll be able to afford pea shooters. So the next thing I'm going to kind of describe is something called the 50% rule. This is fundamentally what allows us to speedrun the game. Basically, the idea is that if we do 50% of the damage to this current wave, so this is when we get to 7 shots, so this is 5, and then 6, 7. We've dealt 50% to the wave, and then the next wave will spawn in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the next wave will spawn in. So this is fundamentally why we can speedrun this game. Basically, the game is essentially just trading off, trying to basically deal 50% of the damage to the wave to advance the next wave quickly. The exception to the 50% rule is this is basically right before the final wave, we actually need to deal 100% of the damage. So this is the wave before that. We need to actually kill every single zombie here before we can advance to the next wave, to the final wave. And then obviously the final wave, we need to kill every zombie as well. But yeah, so the game is basically trading off, trying to get 50. Is trading off, basically planting sunflowers, trying to get And then also planting like firepower plants to try to do damage and get 50% rules as fast as possible. And one additional mechanic that's in this game is the lawnmower. So lawnmowers, when you play this casually, you really want to not use them because they're basically a backstop that prevent the zombies from actually getting into your house. It'll kill all of the zombies in a row. But in the speedrun, especially when we have higher hit point zombies, we're going to see the Conehead a little bit later. But basically, if we can actually use these lawnmowers offensively, and use it to kill all the zombies in a row. And when you do that, also zombies won't spawn in for the next 2 waves. So this is kind of a very common thing you're going to see. So what I'm doing is I'm basically spending this time planting sunflowers while letting this zombie go to the lawnmower. So one other thing is that the next wave can also advance between 35 if you wait between 35 to or 25 to 31 seconds. So what we're doing is we basically let this wave be slow, but because now we planted so many sunflowers, the future waves will probably be faster because now we'll have enough sun to plant the pea shooters. And then here we're going to see kind of an example of using our lawnmower offensively. Basically, we're going to kill this Conehead. This Conehead normally requires a lot of pea shooters shots to kill. And then we also have something called the Cherry Bomb. This is what's known as an instant. It basically will insta-kill any zombie within a 3x3 radius. And you can see how fast that was compared to this Conehead, which is substantially slower when you're trying to just use pea shooters. So basically, the whole game is this really nifty balance of using our firepower, planting sunflowers, and using instants to kill zombies kind of as quickly as possible. And then in the final wave, what we can do is use the pea shooter to kill every single zombie in here. That's gonna let us finish the level very quickly. So here we've unlocked now something called the walnut. What the walnut is meant to do is you're meant to plant it right in front of a plant, because then it takes a while for the zombie to actually eat through the walnut. So, but what we're going to do in the speedrun is something a little bit different. We're instead going to use the walnut to block the zombie from going to the lawnmower, and the hope is that then later on a high hit point zombie or a Conehead will spawn in that same row. And by the time the zombie finishes eating through the walnut, it will basically kill that higher hit point zombie, get us a faster 50% rule. Otherwise, this level is kind of annoying. It's a lot of RNG. But hopefully we are able to manage it pretty well. So then the main idea of this level as well is that we want to. So as I mentioned before, when you use a lawnmower, the zombies won't spawn in for the next 2 waves. So what that means is that basically if we trigger the lawnmowers in the 8th or 9th wave, we'll be able to make sure that our zombies only spawn in the middle 3 rows. Unfortunately, this isn't going to actually happen because I need to let this lawnmower go to kill this conehead. But we'll still get this top lawnmower to get triggered before the final wave, so we'll only have to worry about the bottom 4 rows. And then we can then use our cherry bomb to kind of kill the zombies very quickly. So I'm probably going to put the cherry bomb here. And I know that this 4th row, this row here, the second to top row is going to have have some zombies in it. So we'll proactively plant a bunch of pea shooters there to kill the remaining leftover zombies. Oops. So this is Crazy Dave. Crazy Dave is our neighbor. He's gonna sell us a bunch of upgrades. The first thing he gives us for free is he gives us for free this shovel. The shovel is very nice. We're gonna be using it a lot throughout the run. But now we're going to do something called walnut bowling. So walnut bowling is kind of interesting. This is actually a very good level to showcase the 50% rule. Basically, we have a conveyor, and the conveyor will randomly give us either regular walnuts or exploding walnuts. And basically, exploding walnuts have a 15% chance of appearing. Regular walnuts have an 85% chance, and exploding walnuts are very nice. They're able to clear out the wave very quickly and get us a 50% rule, much faster than we otherwise would have. And then we're also going to use these lawnmowers to basically not only get a 50% rule, but also to make sure that the remaining zombies only spawn in here it's going to be the top 2 rows. Oh, that was really unlucky. But yeah, so that's the walnut bowling. So next up, we will do 1-6. So 1-6 introduces 2 things. One is it introduces the potato mine. So the potato mine is another instant, but it takes 15 seconds for it to arm and be useful. Otherwise, the zombie will just eat it. So what we're going to do is basically strategically plant it in the front, such that it will arm by the time a zombie ends up in front of it. So generally the pattern that you're going to see is we plant 3 sunflowers and then a potato mine right in front of them. This first zombie, since it didn't spawn in our potato mine row, we're just going to let it go to the lawnmower while we plant more sun. The other thing that this level introduces are pole vaulters. Pole vaulters are irritating. They run really fast, and they run really fast, and they jump over the first plant that is in front of it. And if they jump over a plant, then they slow down. So we really want them to we need to either cherry bomb them or have them jump over a plant. So here I dug up my pea shooter. That way I can have this zombie go to the lawnmower. So that's a very common thing. You'll see that's also why the shovel is so important. And then here I'm going to stall this guy out. Okay. So we'll let this guy go to the lawnmower, unfortunately. I would normally want him to go a little bit later, but sometimes you just get what you can. So yeah, so here oh, this is kind of an unfortunate wave. Everything's in the same row. So I'm gonna need to. I didn't set things up properly, so this top row is going to be is going to have some zombies in it. So unfortunately, I have to set that up. Okay. Okay. I guess here we'll do this. Not too bad. And so 1-7, this is going to be our first first 2 flag level. So before we had 1 flag. Basically, 1 flag is the equivalent to 10 waves, and so this level now is going to have 20 waves. As such, we're not going to use our lawnmowers to try to manipulate the final wave as much. It's better instead to just plant a lot of sunflowers, get a lot of pea shooters out, get a lot of potato mines out when we can. So again, same pattern, 3 sunflowers and a potato mine. We do have this plant, the snow pea, which is basically a pea shooter, except it slows down the zombies by half the speed. So we actually don't really like this plant that much because it's more expensive than a pea shooter, but does the same damage. And slowing down the zombies actually makes our 50% rules slower. So in general, we actually don't like the snow pea. But we do have it in this level. We're forced to have it, so we will use it if we have enough sun. Yeah, so I maybe wanted to have used a cherry bomb there, but at least I'll have the cherry bomb in case, probably for here. Yeah, so here I need to jump this pole vaulter so that we can kill it a little bit faster. Or we can kill it a little more easily, otherwise it will jump over our plants and then eat them. But otherwise, at this point, this level doesn't really have too much going on. We're just going to be planting pea shooters, snow peas, hopefully get some value out of potato mines. But otherwise, this would be actually a very good time for donations, if there are any. In marathons that have donations. Hmm. That was unfortunate. I was hoping that nothing would spawn there. I probably shouldn't have planted that snow pea there. Okay. So that's 1-7. Next up is going to be 1-8. This introduces us to the chomper and the buckethead. So one thing is that we actually now only have 6 seed slots, so we can only take 6 plants. So we need to choose which plants we want to take. We're going to take everything except the snow pea, because the snow pea has the same issues that I mentioned before. It slows down zombies, and it's too expensive. So, but we do now have this something called the chomper. And the reason why the chomper is very nice is basically it's an instant. It'll instantly kill any zombie in front of it, or a single zombie in front of it. And as it turns out, it's a very good answer to bucketheads. So bucketheads normally take 65 pea shooter hits, I think, which is a lot. So whereas if you use a chomper, you kill it instantly. So the 50% rule is going to be much better in that case. Okay. So basically then what we're going to do is we can use Chomper basically to target either cone heads or bucket heads, which are very high hit point zombies. And then it gets us a 50% rule very quickly. Like, so for right now, we're going to get we get an instant 50% rule from chompering that. And then here, that's a 50% rule. Now here we have a bucket head. We'll get an instant 50% rule like that. So unfortunately here we have to chomper this, get a 50% rule from that. And yeah, so now and then then we've manipulated it so that the zombies are only going to be in the top 4 rows. I also have have a potato mine here, which hopefully helps. But now we can do this, and then these guys will go to the potato mine. So then the wave is over. And now we've unlocked the repeater. The repeater is going to be basically our staple plant. It does a lot of it'll kill it kills regular zombies very quickly, so we actually really like it. It's really valuable, but they are 200 sun. What the repeater does, it's basically the equivalent of 2 pea shooters. It shoots peas twice as fast, but it does cost twice as much. So in order to use them effectively, we are going to have to plant a lot of sunflowers. So we're going to actually plant 20 of them. And we're going to let 2 zombies go to the mower if we can. If the zombie spawns in our sunflower row, though, we will plant a potato mine to protect our sunflowers. But basically what we're doing now is we're sacrificing the first 2 waves to try to get enough sun to plant basically 1 column of repeaters and 1 column of sunflowers, or 1 column of repeaters, 20 sunflowers, and then we'll also have enough sun to basically try to chomper every single wave. And one thing is that if you played this game casually, you'll know that the chomper basically chews on zombies for about 40 seconds or something, 45 seconds. But basically, oops, oh, that was a shame. But basically, we can also just dig up our chompers and plant new ones. That turns out to be a very, very viable way of using them. So here, repeater plus conehead, not great, but it will kill this conehead in time, and it's not that bad of a 50% rule. But then you can see how quickly it kills this zombie. Basically, we'll kill it within 1 tile. And then this is the 9th wave, so we have a 100% rule on the 9th wave that we want to hit, where basically we have to kill every zombie. So that's why I chompered that conehead instead of letting the repeater take him out. That's just a little bit faster. And yeah, now what we're going to do is basically, this is going to be our kind of very standard strat, which is basically we're going to chomper any high hit point zombies, so like this conehead, that gets us a 50% rule, and then we let our repeaters clean this up, the rest of this up. So we'll chomper this again, let the repeaters clean up the rest of this wave, and that we get a 50% rule, so we can then do this. So here, this guy's gonna jump over. And thanks for the sub, that woman. I really appreciate it. You got that for free, so that's nice. And then this is the 9th wave, so we need to kill every zombie here. And yeah, so that's 1-9. So next we have 110. So 110 is another conveyor level. Basically, the plants on the conveyor are random, but there is when you have more than 2 plants on a conveyor, like right now we have basically the possible plants are every single plant that we unlocked during during the first world. But basically, there is a way of kind of controlling the RNG in this a little bit, which is basically that if you have 3 or more of the same plant on it, then it's less likely for that plant to spawn again. Basically, if you have 3 instances of that plant, the plant has the plant has a 5% chance of spawning again, and where if you have 4, then it has a 1% chance. So what we're going to actually try to do is try to let our walnuts build up, so that we then make sure we have like plants that aren't walnuts show up for the rest of the level. That way, yeah, that way we basically want, what we really want is we want cherry bombs. We want to make sure, I want to try to make sure I have 2 cherry bombs for the 9th wave. I think that was wave 6. But I've been using them just because we've been getting a lot of bucket heads. So there's a little bit of a risk with how aggressively I'm playing this. Yeah, I guess I miscounted. That was I miscounted by 1 wave, which happens. I'm gonna save this cherry bomb for a little bit later. I really don't want these guys to get eaten, so I will actually use my my potato mine here. And I'm gonna just make sure I save these 2 cherries for the 9th wave if I can. Okay, I have an extra cherry, so now I will actually want to use it, because otherwise you actually demanipulate them. So I think this is the 9th. Let's just assume it is. And we'll plant these potato mines. They hopefully will arm in time by the time the final wave comes about. So that's the first world finished, so that's day. So basically now the zombies have given up on attacking us during the day from the front, so now they're going to attack us at night. So the thing with night is that now we no longer have sun falling out of the sky, which means that our sun production is extremely hampered. But to kind of compensate it, we have unlocked something called the Puff Shroom. The Puff Shroom, basically, it's a pea shooter that has a 3-tile range, so it can only shoot zombies that are 3 tiles in front of it. But the very nice thing about it is that it's free. And also, the 3-tile range isn't really a big deal because we can just plant it. We can just plant it in the first column, and or not in the first column, the 7th column. And it turns out that it ends up working out very well in this speed run. So. But you also see that the sunflower is actually really, it's really difficult because it produces sun very slowly and not that much. So this is the newspaper zombie. So basically, he while he's trying to eat our brains, he's reading a newspaper, doing a Sudoku puzzle. But the pea shooters or projectiles end up breaking his newspaper, and he gets very mad and then tries to charge at us. That's the new zombie. We also get introduced to money. Money is basically what Crazy Dave is going to. We're going to exchange money for upgrade plants from Crazy Dave down the line. It's actually very important to get money in this run. In fact, if you don't get enough money, your run can very easily die. Um, yeah, so money is very important. There's a specific upgrade plant that we want. The other thing is that there are in these night levels there are graves, and these graves basically there's a fixed number of graves in every column, but which row they spawn in within the column is random. So sometimes you can get very good grave layouts, sometimes you get very bad grave layouts. And then you have to have these cherry bombs that kind of determine how your final wave is going to go. So here I don't think I got the greatest one. I don't think I handled it the greatest, but that's kind of one of the ways that you have to react in this run. So Crazy Dave just talked to us again, and now we're gonna do 2-2. 2-2 is a 2-flag level. It's a very interesting one. We're gonna do the same thing as like in 1-9. We're going to basically plant 20 sunshroom / sunflowers. So we get this plant called the sunshroom. The sunshroom is basically the night version of the sunflower. It costs less sun, and it starts out by producing less sun at the start, but eventually grows to produce more sun. And and for night it's actually very good. It balances very well. It's much harder to just use sunflower. But you'll also notice we actually did take sunflower here. The reason why is to basically get a lot of sun by the second flag so that we can basically plant a column of repeaters and then also plant chompers because there are bucket heads in this level. And this will basically let us kill bucket heads and cone heads much faster. So what we're going to do is basically alternate the cooldowns between the sunshroom and the sunflower as well. It basically lets us get a lot more sun production out down the line. And so one thing is that we do have this unfortunate row at the bottom that has 2 graves in front of it. It is possible for a buckethead to spawn there, which is not very ideal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my cherry bomb just in case a buckethead does spawn there. Also, because it's kind of a vulnerable row, we'll also plant a repeater there. Okay, so we can use our chomper instead. Okay, so now here, yeah, we're going to use our chompers to get fast 50% rules on this. Here, we'll use a chomper on here. Yeah, and then here what we'll do is we're not going to use a chomper because this guy was body blocked behind a regular zombie. We'll plant a repeater, which gets us a fast enough 50% rule. Okay, here we have a bunch of regular zombies, but I'm going to plant a repeater here because this is actually kind of a very weak row. So Chomper here. Okay, so this is kind of one of these situations where it takes a little bit longer for the Chomper to eat this guy, which is unfortunate, but it happens. Yeah, so we dig this guy up. We can dig up our Chompers and replant them to... oops. And so what I'll do is for this final wave, I'm going to plant a Chomper in front of this. Hopefully, if that way, if in case a Conehead spawns there, it won't eat my repeater. So here we have to do this. We'll do this. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. And then a little bit of that. And yeah, that's 2-2 done. So now we will go to 2-3. 2-3 is interesting. So this is going to be our first prediction level. So what I mean by that is that we have a new zombie, which is the screen door zombie. And the only real way we can deal with the screen door zombie is by using a fume shroom. But the fume shroom does the same damage as a pea shooter, but it does have infinite pierce. So one thing is it can pierce through multiple zombies. It'll do damage to every single zombie that it's within range of. Also, the screen door normally it has the same health of as a bucket head, but the fume shroom can actually pierce through the screen door as well and do damage to the underlying zombie. So it is technically our only way of dealing with the screen door zombies. But what we're going to try to do actually is also the potato mine can kill screen door zombies. So what we're going to do is try to predict where the screen door zombie is going to actually spawn. The way we do that is basically oh, well, I mispredicted, but basically there's a lower chance of a zombie spawning in the same row. So theoretically, you would be able to basically be able to make an educated guess about where the zombie would spawn. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, so now we have to wait for this screen door zombie to get killed, which is very slow. I might let this guy go to the lawnmower. We'll see. So I think letting this guy go to the lawnmower is a very good idea. It's going to let us basically use a cherry bomb here, and then kill this zombie very quickly. So I'm happy with that decision. So now basically we bought our first upgrade from Crazy Dave, which is our 7th seed slot. Oops. This one. We bought a 7th seed slot, and basically this is mainly because we have another plant that we've unlocked, or quote-unquote plant, which is the Grave Buster. This is going to let us bust these graves, which have been causing so many problems for us, because at the end of each wave, you've seen that zombies pop out of these at the end of the level, which is not great. We call these ambush zombies. And basically, in these longer 2 flag levels, we'll actually be able to bust these graves so that we don't have zombies pop out of them at the end. And then in this level, so there are no cone heads, but there are screen doors, and because fume shrooms are a little expensive, they take a while to set up. They take quite a bit of sun to set up. We are going to take sunflower again, and we're going to do the same thing that we did in 2-2, which basically are going to try to get a lot of sun. We're going to try to use our we're going to try to also plant grave busters, and we're going to try to chomper any high hit point zombies. It's a little bit of a more consistent way of doing this level. There are also pole vaulters in this level, which are really annoying. But one cool thing about the pole vaulters is that you can use a grave buster in order to cause them to jump. That's kind of an interesting mechanic, I think. Let's do this. And in case I have a screen door in a bad row, I really want to save my cherry bomb for that. Otherwise, we'll definitely bust that. Fume shroom here. We'll just chomper that guy. Cherry this. Yeah, and so then the rest of this level is probably a good time to read donations. Oh, whoops. Okay, and so that's 2-4. And now we're going to do 2-5, which is our first auto-scroller. So basically with 2-5, what we have is it does not matter how quickly you hit these zombies with your hammer, which is kind of funny. All that matters is how you deal with the final wave. So when we hit these zombies, we hopefully get sun. What the sun will let us do is it'll let us get some plants that'll show up on the top here. Sometimes you get sun, you'll also sometimes get money. So talking about money, basically there's three kinds of money. There's the silver coins, which are worth $10. There are gold coins worth $50, and then there's the elusive diamond, which is worth $1,000. You really want to get at least one diamond in the run. Okay, so we got our sun, and then what we're going to do is bust these graves. Busting graves gives us money, which is nice, but also we also have the cherry bomb, and what we're going to try to do is basically make a 3x3 grid with a hole in the middle, and that's basically where we're going to put our cherry bomb, which we would be able to do if we got sun, but sometimes you just don't get sun. Oh, but yeah, otherwise, yeah. Oftentimes, so in theory, also, you get more sun if you don't have as much. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't happen that way. So what I'll do is I'll just do this and then it's very unfortunate. But it happens that way sometimes. 2-6 is another prediction level. So basically, we're introduced to the football zombie, which requires around 80 hits, 80 pea shooter hits to kill. So it is very slow to kill it manually. We are definitely going to want to use some kind of instant on it, which is why we did take Potato Mine. We're going to, again, try to predict where it spawns. It's not a huge deal if we don't predict properly, because we also have something called the Hypno Shroom. What the Hypno Shroom does is it basically hypnotizes the zombie, makes it turn around, and then eat any zombies on its way running back. In this level, you usually don't. That usually doesn't. It usually won't eat zombies if you hypno something, but it is a thing. It's also very nice when that happens. Okay, so what we'll do is not sure where exactly to plant this. I'm gonna plant this here. I think this, like, I think in theory it's not a great place to plant this. Yeah, so what we'll do now here is plant the Hypno here. Yeah, basically it turned the zombie around, and then okay, I think I kind of need to I might need to let this guy go to the mower. One unfortunate thing about using the lawnmower is at the end of the level, the lawnmowers the lawnmowers actually do give you money. So you do sacrifice on some money if you use the lawnmowers. But in this case, because we have so many graves. Ooh, this is not good. So I don't think this was, I don't think I played this correctly. It happens. So now we'll do a 2 flag level. Basically, this is going to combine everything that we've kind of learned so far. But we do also get something called the Scaredy Shroom. So if you notice that sometimes you can get very unfortunate grave layouts where you have a lot of graves stacked on top of each other in a row. This thing at the bottom we call a 4-stack. This grave was here, we would call that a 5-stack. These are very bad because, again, our puff shrooms have a limited range. So we can't actually kill zombies that show up in these types of rows very quickly normally. But there is the Scaredy Shroom. The Scaredy Shroom has has the same range as a regular pea shooter. It costs much less than a regular pea shooter. It only costs 25 sun, and it the only downside to it is that if a zombie gets close to it within a tile or so, it'll hide because zombies are scary. But if we plant our Scaredy Shrooms pretty far back, it's not really a big deal. I remember casually, I never liked using the Scaredy Shroom, so it's but it's very nice in speedruns for quickly getting firepower out. But yeah, you're gonna see it get scared here. I'm gonna actually plant this here. Hopefully save that Scaredy Shroom. It's not gonna get saved, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. Unfortunately, coneheads are a little bit of a problem for it. Oh, I thought that was the 9th wave. Oops. That's my bad. Okay, so now we're going to try to bust some graves up here. So I probably should have busted down here, but that's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. And then one other thing is that we want to make sure that we have our Hypno Shroom for the 19th wave, because if we don't, then there's a football that might spawn, and if the football spawns, it's going to be incredibly slow to kill it. I think I can use my Hypno Shroom here. Hopefully I get away with it. Sometimes you... this is not good. Okay, so we'll Hypno this guy. So that's 2-7 done. So now we'll get to 2-8. So 2-8 is a horrible level because it is another prediction level where you have the Dancer Zombie. The Dancer Zombie can only spawn in the middle 3 rows. And the big issue with the Dancer Zombie is that it spawns backup dancers. And one of the backup dance it spawns basically a backup dancer in front, behind, on top, and on bottom. And the backup dancer thus can body block the Dancer Zombie. So you can only get a 50% rule by doing damage to the actual Dancer Zombie. But sometimes, but if there's a backup dancer in front of it, that prevents you from quickly getting a 50% rule on it. So it's not good. Uh, and also, because I'm on the Steam version, the only place I can really plant the potato mine is right here. We're gonna hope that that this prediction is correct. Usually isn't. Okay, there's a chance. In fact, it does have the best chance of spawning here, so we did get it. That's nice. So unfortunately, this was a little bit slow. Okay, and yeah, so that's 2-8. So we got 2-8 done. So now 2-9. This is basically another 2 flag level. The final level, the final like level at night where we select our plants. The main difference between this and like 2-7 is that we have something called the Doom Shroom. The Doom Shroom basically it kills every zombie within a 5x5 square, and it is very nice. The only problem is that it does leave a crater. And the crater doesn't. The crater, I think, persists for about like 3 minutes, so usually the crater will not go away before the end of the level. Otherwise, I'm trying to basically make sure I have enough scaredy streams to cover these big stacks of graves. Again, the big stacks of graves are really unfortunate, but, you know, gotta take what we get. Um, yeah, when are we going to commentate PvZ? This is for like marathon submissions. I also did submit this to ESA, so it is possible it gets in there. I just want to get practice commentating this. I'm gonna rewatch this and see what I did well versus what I did wrong. We'll doom this. Okay. So I think this is wave 8, and wave 9 is here. So let's we'll use it. We'll use the hypno on this guy. And then the nice thing about this Doom Shroom is that we can kill every single zombie in here. So that's very nice. And that basically clears out the final wave really quickly. Okay, so 210, this is another conveyor level. Again, the conveyor levels, on the conveyor, it's basically every single plant that was introduced throughout the world. So this is the night world. We basically get all of the night plants that were introduced. Well, I guess we do that. The most valuable plants in this are the Doom Shroom, because but it does leave big craters. It is kind of annoying. I want this zombie to actually go to the mower, I think, but I messed that up. We also want Gravebusters because Gravebusters will help clear out. It basically helps clear out basically our prime Doom real estates. So yeah, here it's very nice when you hypno it's very satisfying when you hypno a Conehead and then it eats another Conehead. It's just a very nice thing to have happen. Let's do this. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not getting like fumes or any firepower. It's a little bit unfortunate. Let's do this one, I guess. So fumes are actually a very good solution to these dancer zombies because because they will pierce through all of the zombies. Then there's this other plant that we have called the ice shroom, which we never really used before because it's one of these plants that slows down the zombies, which isn't great. But one nice thing about it is that it does do 1 damage to everything. So it is a pretty good solution to that. So here we have to trigger this lawnmower. Okay. That was not 8. Okay. It's a lot of footballs. Alright, so unfortunately, we don't have any dooms. We really want a doom right now to get rid of... basically to clear out all the zombies. Otherwise, now we have to wait for the dancer zombie to come on screen, and then we can kill everybody. And that's night, so basically the zombies have now given up attacking our house from the front yard, so they've moved on to our backyard. It is daytime. They are where they're doing it. They're not going to attack us on 2 fronts because that would be unfair. But yeah, we have a pool in our backyard. We are upper class. Pools are very expensive to maintain, so it's not a middle class thing, I think. I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna put this potato mine here. So basically, if you want to plant 3 sunflowers and a potato mine, if a zombie spawns in the same row as your sunflowers, you generally want to put the potato mine in that row so that it will arm by the time the zombie gets to it. Then what I'll do is let this zombie go to the lawnmower while I kind of get the rest of my sun production ready. So here, I'm gonna actually probably... So I think what I'll do is I'll get a 50% rule and then to dig that up so that we can... Oh, this is very unfortunate RNG here. Ugh, no. So here I've tried to, this is kind of an annoying level. I've tried to basically make it so that our zombies spawn um, in the first few rows, and then we would cherry them. Uh, so that level can be kind of annoying. It's a bit random. But now we've unlocked something called the Squash. This is another instant. It's a very nice one because basically it'll kill all zombies in front of it. It's basically like a chomper with that's cheaper, but with the same cooldown as a potato mine. So it's like a potato mine, except you can use it instantly. You can think of it as either one of those. And now with this, basically now the way that we've kind of structured our plants is that we have a sunflower to produce our sun. We have the repeater, which gives us the kind of auxiliary firepower. And then we have 3 instants. So we have the potato mine, we have the squash, and we have the chomper, and we have the cherry. And so what this is going to do is it's going to basically, we're going to then do kind of the same idea for basically 3-2 all the way to 3-8, which is plant a lot of sunflowers and then plant a lot of instants to kind of deal with plant a lot of instants to kind of deal with the rest of the zombies to get fast 50% rules. I think that would work. I really want this to arm before a zombie spawns there, because I don't want the zombie to eat it. Okay, so we did get that. If the zombie spawns here, that would be nice, but that's... oh, did spawn there. So here we're going to want to get about 20 or so sunflowers out. I'm gonna plant a repeater, then squash this. And so we have this also, we have the, I guess I didn't mention, we do have something called the lily pad, which lets us plant things in the pool. So for this last guy, what I'm gonna just squash him. And yeah, so basically this is a 2 flag level. We want to make sure we get our repeaters out. And now what we're going to try to do is use our instance and try to get auxiliary firepower. Basically, use our instance to get 50% rules. So I'm going to use a chomper here, and then let the repeaters clean the rest of the stuff up. So here we'll use an instant here. That was unfortunately a very bad 50% rule, but it happens. Okay, this is one of the worst waves that we could possibly get with a ton of, basically a ton of cone heads. Oops. Yeah, so 3-3, we're basically going to do kind of the same thing as that we did in 3-2. This level does introduce the diver zombie. The diver zombie basically its gimmick is that while it's underwater, it can't get hit by anything, but when its head pops out, it will be vulnerable to getting shot by uh, pea shooters. So that's basically it. Basically, we need to handle that. Um, Now sometimes if you get enough money, if you get a good money pace, which I haven't gotten any diamonds. You can afford the 8th seed slot. Um, but the 8th seed slot is not always something that you get, and I do not have it. So if I had the 8th seed slot, I would be able to get walnut, and the walnut is actually a really good solution to diver zombies because the diver zombies basically get stuck eating those. Otherwise, in order to get the zombie's head to pop out, I'm going to need to either use a chomper, which will kill it, or use a sunflower to let the repeaters shoot it. Okay. And we'll but yeah, otherwise this level is kind of the same, so this would also be like a good time to read donations if there were any in like a marathon setting. Okay, and then we will try to get chompers out to Alright, so I think the cherry spot is right here. It can be kind of hard to cherry to know where to cherry. I think that one was executed pretty well, so I'm very happy with that. So 3-4, it's going to be kind of similar. We can't afford the seed slot, so what we're going to do is replace potato mine with kelp. So the kelp is very nice. Kelp goes in the pool. It's basically an insta kill on any zombie in the pool. So it's a very cheap way of dealing with any pool zombies in these flags, and it's a very good answer to the diver zombie. Okay, so I think it's here. All right, so now we're gonna let this zombie go to the mower. We really need a lot of sunflowers in this level. So this is our first 3 flag level. So that means there are 30 waves instead of 20 or 10. So we're gonna actually need about 22 sunflowers or so, something like that, in order to get enough sun to get our repeaters out. Because we're gonna actually oftentimes we are going to want 2 columns of repeaters. Hmm. Oh yeah, because we don't have potato mine, we're not able to prep as many instants at the start. Oftentimes, like not having potato mine will result in this first flag being a little bit slower than we'd want, but it happens. Okay. I think this is wave 8. And then wave 9, it should be this. So we'll squash this. Okay. Uh, I thought that was the 19th wave. Oops. Yeah, the hitbox on these pole vaulters is kind of weird. I'm still not used to it, unfortunately. Yeah, so 3-5 levels are kind of long, so this is a good time for any donations. Whoops. Okay, so that's 3-4. Next we'll do 3-5. We also have enough money. We're going to buy the rake. So what the rake is basically it will automatically kill the first zombie, and it also persists for the next two levels after this. So persists for 3 levels, which is very nice. Where it actually really changes how we're going to do pool for 3-6 and beyond. Now this level is kind of an auto scroller. You actually can technically speed it up by blowing these guys up, but otherwise the 50% rule, it's basically it takes 6 seconds for the next wave to spawn if you don't trigger a 50% rule. So it's a little bit so it's very auto scrolly. It's almost an auto scroller, not quite, but very close. We really want pea shooters, but we're not getting any. It's okay. And then the other thing is that the other thing about this level is that we have we want to save 2 cherry bombs. Oh, whoops. For the 9th wave, which I did not do. That is kind of unfortunate, actually. Okay, that was because I miscounted the waves. That was not great. So 1. I'm gonna not cherry that. So 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And then we'll do 9. Yeah, we have 2 cherries for the final wave. Is good. Where is this? All right, and so we still don't have enough money for the seed slot, so we're gonna still not take potato mine. So this level introduces the Zomboni. We'll see the Zomboni in the 11th wave. Otherwise, the beginning of this level is going to be the same as before. But you can see that now we have the rake, so we know that this first zombie is going to spawn here. And we can like plan a little bit better based off of that. So usually what you would want to do is actually plant the sunflowers behind the rake, because then it has a lower chance of actually spawning the next zombie there. But we did get lucky here, so we'll just pre-plant our squash here and let this zombie go to the mower while we get more sunflowers out. And okay, so here we need to get a repeater. It's generally better to plant a sunflower first and then plant your repeater when you have a regular zombie. It's just a little micro optimization that we kind of found. Basically, it's better to have sun production out for that. So that's it's an interesting little strat. Okay, so we kind of have to let this guy get blasted by the repeater. Okay, we'll do this. And then the 9th wave, deal with it very cheaply. I'm gonna plant this here. And then for this Zomboni, you can actually chomper the Zomboni. It's a very funny mechanic. One of the best mechanics in the game, honestly. Oops. Glad I got to kind of showcase that. Aww. Okay, Alright, so now we can afford the next seed slot, so we'll get that, and now we're going to basically take the same plants, but also take potato mine. And then this is a 3 flag level, so we're basically going to... So the main thing about this is that the strat for up to 3-8 is actually kind of the same. So we're going to basically... So we start out, we always plant 3 sunflowers, then a potato mine. And then because we know where the first zombie is going to spawn, we can basically plant the potato mine immediately. Although this... And then usually it'll arm by the time the next zombie spawns in. That was a little bit late, but the zombie was also slow. I think this will work. It doesn't even matter. So, and then because of that, we can also pre-plant our squash while we are waiting for this zombie to hit the lawnmower. So it's a very when we have the rake, it really changes the dynamics of the level, because now we can also plant this potato mine here, and hopefully, usually it'll arm in time. Sometimes it can get eaten, which is really annoying, but this is like, we now have like basically instants for every single row, and we can deal with basically the next few waves pretty quickly. And we even have a squash in our back pocket, just in case. I'm gonna let this guy go to the mower. I'm gonna let the repeater kill this guy. So here it's a sunflower, then repeater. And then otherwise, this is a 3-flag level. It's not too different from like other levels that we've done. In fact, it's very similar. The plant selection is the same. The ideas are all kind of the same. So this again is another good donation reading time. Let's do this. So here we can like plant a sunflower to get this snorkel guy to die. So Zombonis can also spawn here. One characteristic about Zombonis I didn't mention is that, and hopefully we never see, is that they do create an ice trail, which are and then when they create an ice trail, you get bobsled zombies, which are very annoying to deal with. Hopefully, the reason it's very slow when that happens. So hopefully, we actually never have that happen. There we go. Okay, so that's 3-7 done. Now 3-8 will introduce the dolphin zombie. The dolphin zombie is kind of interesting. Basically, the dolphin zombie is the pole vaulter zombie, but in water. It basically goes extremely fast and then jumps over. It jumps over basically whatever plant is in it, so whatever lily pad or whatever is in it. Except it will get killed by the tangle kelp, which is very nice. Okay, we'll do this and this. And again, this is we're gonna basically try to plant a lot of instants while this zombie is heading off to the mower. While we plant our sunflowers, and hopefully waves 3, 4, and hopefully 5 go very quickly. And we'll even have a squash in our back pocket. This one, when this happens, I mean, it looks like I'm not going to get enough sun to get a repeater down, so we'll just let him go to the mower, which is unfortunate. I would rather have had that go a little faster, but it's okay. So hopefully if we get 3 cone heads in a row, that is a good use of our instants. And, okay, regular zombies. Hopefully they both die. Okay, good. So now we're definitely gonna get a dolphin zombie. I'm gonna just plant this here. It'll kill it immediately. So that's then if this happens, then we have to do that. Okay. And yeah, so that's 3-8. 3-9 is actually going to be a bit different because this is a 3 flag level, but now we have Torchwood, and it turns out that Torchwood is a very powerful plant. Because what Torchwood does is it basically sets fire to any pea shooters any peas that come out of pea shooters, which doubles the damage, and it also does splash damage, which means that in the context of the fire peas, any plant that any zombie that's within the same tile will actually get damaged as well. So basically, so instead of basically taking potato mine, what we're going to do is plant repeaters and torchwoods. Basically, the first flag might be a little slower, but then the third flag is going to be extremely fast, so long as we don't mess anything up. So you'll kind of see how this kind of looks. In this, and basically what we're going to try to do is set up 2 repeaters in each column with 2 torchwoods. So let's do this. Sunflower here, and then make sure we get our repeater out. Yeah, and then we have the pole vaulter, which is an incredibly annoying thing about this level, is that pole vaulters exist. Okay, let's use the cherry bomb on this. So here we'll see the torchwood, how it kind of like very quickly damages things. And even bucket heads, it does a pretty sizable amount of damage to them. So we'll see that when you have 2 repeater. Basically, you have 2 repeaters plus a torchwood. It's just so powerful. It's really good. Can't like overstate how good it is. And it'll also like wipe out like pole vaulters. It basically solves all of our problems. And, like, you'll even see it kill this bucket head, which is crazy if you think about it, right? This is a little bit scary. And then so as you can see, repeater plus torchwood, 2 repeaters plus a torchwood is really, really good. We even got the huge value oops. Huge value chomper that came back. So now we'll do 310. So 310 is another conveyor level. We're going to actually see all the plants that we didn't use in Pool. There are a lot of interesting plants. So the first one is the three-peater. So the three-peater is actually like, it's designed for Pool. Because basically, if you put a three-peater here and here, it covers the entire pool level. And the only issue with it, the reason why we don't use it, is that it's too expensive. It costs the same amount as basically 3 pea shooters and a lily pad. So it's not... It turns out the repeater's better, but this is still a very good plant. It's able to do the same thing as as a bunch of 3 pea shooters, but with less space. Using less space can be pretty valuable. We also have the jalapeno, which we never used, but basically it clears out the entire row. The reason why we didn't use it is because it also basically gets rid of any ice trails caused by the Zombonis. But because we like never create those, ideally, it never really mattered. But maybe we'll see that. Hopefully we don't, but it is possible that we do see that. Then there's this thing called the tall nut, which is the purpose of the tall nut is actually to be an answer for dolphin zombies, and you'll see actually exactly what we mean here. So the if you plant your tall nuts in this 8th column here, the dolphins can't jump over it. So it's a really good solution for dolphins if you take it, but it turns out we don't really need it. In the regular pool levels. But yeah, I like that this level really showcases all of the other plants that we didn't use. Let's do this. Oh man, in this level you really want to get 3-peaters and torchwoods. It's extremely powerful. Your firepower is super good when you have that. So I would love to get a torchwood in here, and then once I get it there, everything in the pool is going to evaporate. And then also we have this other plant, the spikeweed. This is the intended way of dealing with Zombonis. It turns out Chomper is every bit as good. as spikeweed for a little bit more sun, and then it also deals with it also like kills bucket heads. So that's why we never actually take it. But it is a pretty good plant. I'm gonna dig this up and plant another one. Yeah, so unfortunately we do not have any we don't have this torchwood here, which I would really love to have. Um, but it turns out, yeah, I guess we didn't quite need it, so it's fine. Alright, so now the zombies have given up attacking our backyard during the day, so now they have are attacking our backyard at night. So at night, it's kind of interesting because half of the level is blocked by fog, which is not really good, but we'll kind of deal with it. Like, we're gonna find out in this level just how irritating it is that you can't see. Sight is really important for our decision making. The zombie also this level also introduces the sea shroom, which is basically a puff shroom, but it goes in water and it has like a much lower cooldown, which is not. This is annoying, but oh, what? Uh, yeah, so we're gonna have to let this guy go to the lawnmower, unfortunately. Uh, And here, basically, but we're also gonna be introduced to the Jack-in-the-Box zombie. Basically, the Jack-in-the-Box zombie has a Jack-in-the-Box that, whoops. Oh. It has a Jack-in-the-Box that explodes, which is, not very cool. But it also runs very fast, so it's a very annoying. It's a very annoying zombie. Oh, is this it? Okay. Whoops. No, it wasn't it. Oh. Oh well. And then what we'll see is that in this level we will just basically doom the final wave and kill everyone kind of quickly, unless that happens, which is not ideal, but it can happen. So. And now in 4.2 we get our solution to the fog, which is the Plantern, and basically if we plant the Plantern in some very specific spots, it clears up the entire fog, so it's very, very valuable to have the Plantern. So here, after 6 sun shrooms, we will plant our first lantern right here, and basically this illuminates the bottom half of the level. And then we'll plant another one at the top part in the equivalent spot to illuminate the top half of the level. So this is a 2-flag level. Basically, so basically what we're gonna try to do is basically just kill the, as usual, just kill the zombies as quickly as possible. Make sure we plant our scaredies, and make sure also that we want to have we want to also make sure we have coverage of the pool area. The pool area is usually very weak. Oh, that was interesting. I thought that was the 9th wave. I can't. I'm kind of annoyed that I made that mistake. Okay, so Jack-in-the-Box zombie here. Hopefully we kill it before it explodes. Sometimes it can explode and destroy your plants. It's especially annoying if it destroys your lantern. I also like to sometimes do an early doom. So let's just do it here. So these are some cone heads. And then the other thing is we want to make sure we save our squash for any football zombie that appears in the 19th wave, which can happen. It is very annoying if you mess that up and don't have a squash available. It becomes very slow to deal with this. So I'm going to hold off on using any squashes for now. We'll also, I think we can dig that up. We have so much sun, we don't really need sun production. And then this is the 19th wave, so we will do this. And, whoops, and then this. And then the last wave we will doom, and we can prep it by putting this lily pad and then this free puff shroom here. Then we can dig it up and then doom this final wave. Ooh, okay. And now we unlock the worst plant in the game, which is the cactus. It's basically a very expensive, it's a more expensive pea shooter. The reason why we unlock it in this game is because there's this new zombie that shows up called the balloon zombie. And none of our regular plants can actually kill that because it's floating above all our plants. So the purpose of the cactus is that it can actually extend up and shoot the balloon off of the balloon zombie, which should, in theory, be good, but it's way too expensive to use in runs. So what we're going to actually do is, this is a 1-flag level, so we are in the very fortunate situation where we can just ignore the balloon zombie and just let it go to the lawnmower. Yeah, it's, the cactus is so bad we don't even use it on its tutorial level, so that's, I always find that it's just very funny just how much we don't like cactus. Oh yeah, and lawnmowers can kill balloon zombies. So 7th wave will always be the balloon. And then we will have this 9th wave, which we will squash. My money pace is really not good, which is very unfortunate. Oh, jeez, okay. And yeah, so, and then the thing is we do have a guaranteed balloon zombie at the end as well. But what we do instead of, well, we can just doom it, which is, wait, no. Yeah, we doom it, so that, helps. So here, we get another plant called the blower, and this is actually a better way of dealing with balloon zombies, because not only does it blow away the balloon zombie, it kills it, it does a full screen wipe of any balloon zombie, and also it clears out the fog for a temporary period of time. Which, so the blower is actually way more valuable than the cactus. So that's why we take it. Instead of cactus, or instead of cactus. But because we don't have plant turn, we are going to basically be flying blind for basically the entire first flag. We're basically then just gonna guess where the zombies are. You can kind of see through the fog a little bit. So like I knew to plant that there because I think I saw that a zombie was actually there. This level also has dolphins, which is really annoying because dolphins are just annoying in general. And we really want to save our we really don't want to use a blower. We want to save our sun to use blowers later on, I think. Okay, so we don't want to use it until we get a balloon zombie, which we finally got, so yeah, we'll see how many dolphins we get. Sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you don't get very many at all. Okay. And so this is the magic taco. Dave really likes it because he gives us a diamond, $1,000 for it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do basically a vase breaker level. So basically what happens is we break these vases, which either has a zombie or a seed in it. And we basically try to... Whoops. We basically try to kill all the zombies with the seeds that show up there. Yeah, so we do have this dancer that shows up, which is extremely annoying. Okay, 4-6 introduces the digger zombie. So what we can do is we're gonna take potato mine and we're again gonna try to predict where the digger spawns. It very, very rarely works. It's one of the most inconsistent things ever. Otherwise, what will happen is the digger will go to the very end, and we kind of have no choice but to squash him. So we'll... I don't know where any of the zombies spawned. That's one of the reasons why it makes it very hard to predict. Also, there are only 4 rows, so sometimes there just isn't a place to predict. Okay, so it's up here. Okay. So I think we can... Oh. There was a zombie there. Yeah, so we did not get our prediction. And we unlocked puzzle mode, which is pretty cool. We can do more vase breakers if we want. Actually, given my money pace, I might need to do that to get some money. But anyway, so we have the digger here. Our only solution if we don't get the potato mine to work is to use the squash right here, which is not very fast. The other nice thing about the potato mine is that oops. The other nice thing about the potato mine is that we can actually use it to stall the digger zombie in case to then use our doom shroom like that. So it's a very there are a couple good things about the potato mine, so it's not too bad. Okay, this is one of the worst levels in the run because we have bucket heads. So to deal with bucket heads, we need to... Generally, we try to use instants. Otherwise, we need to, like, stall the zombies for, like, ages. It's really, really bad. But in order to take Chomper the way that I did and Squash, you need to not take Scaredy Shroom, which is really, really unfortunate. Other people like to not take Squash, and take Scaredy Shroom instead, but I don't like that. I'm generally better at this plant selection. The nice thing about so what this means is that we're basically, when we do our standard damage, we kind of have to just make sure we plant all of our plants in the front 3 rows, which is really reduces our like flexibility and our effectiveness for dealing auxiliary damage. This strat is only really faster if there are a lot of bucket heads. And then if you get diggers, the only fast way of dealing with diggers is the Doom Shroom. You're never gonna get a Doom Shroom. I mean, sorry, you will get a Doom Shroom, but you only get one, and it's just really, really unlikely for you to have a chance to use a Doom Shroom. Okay, let's do this. Unfortunately, I did not have very much firepower, so that's why I decided to use the squash there. It would have been better. It would be nicer to use the squash here, or if I had the scaredy stream, I could get a bit more hits on this cone head. But unfortunately, that's the kind of the way this strat can go sometimes. So let's squash this guy. Ooh, shoot. Okay, we doom the diggers when we can. Then we try to quickly deal with these cone heads. Yeah, so that was unfortunate. The fact that I had to use the chomper there. And then occasionally you get a good RNG, which we did not get. So we actually got some very slow zombies here. So that was unfortunate, but that's okay. Alright, so now for 8, we are introduced to the Pogo Zombie. The Pogo Zombie jumps over all of our plants. It's very fast. There are a couple ways we're going to try to kill it, or we can try to kill it. One, you can use Scaredy Shrooms, 2, you can use a Squash. I'm going to probably try to use the Squash. One issue with this level is that it's very hard to have enough sun in order to deal with everything that you want to. I think that I will have enough for a squash. No, I won't. We'll have enough to put the squash here, which is okay. Not the most ideal place for a squash, but it works. Well, I'm really low on sun, though, because I used the squash on that guy. I do not have enough for a Doom. Okay. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Alright, and then this is 4-9. We're gonna have bucket heads again, but this time we have a very good plant, which is the whoops. Which is the magnet. What the magnet does is it pulls off the helmet from the bucket head, which basically does an instant 50% rule, because the bucket is worth about 60 pea shooter hits or something like that. So basically does 60 damage immediately, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, we will. We also have bucket. We also have balloons here. Balloons we need to. Well, basically, with balloons we need to take blover. So again, we're going to be doing a lot of this level completely blind, which is annoying. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, so I don't know where this cone head is. Looks like it is not in any of the places where I thought it could be. Yeah. Normally you would also take the rake here, but my money pace is so bad that I am not. Okay. And then instant 50% rule on the bucket heads. So we really like to see bucket heads in this level. Whoops. Dang it. Yeah, we're getting a lot of bucket heads, which is really good, actually. Okay, so that's 4-9 done. 4-10 is another conveyor level. This one's kind of spooky. There's no music. And we're gonna see kind of a couple very nice plants that we never really used in the actual NE%. So one is cactus, which is obviously not a nice plant, but it is good to have here because we do have balloon zombies here. The balloon zombies will obliterate us if we aren't careful. And then another great plant that we don't use too much in the run is starfruit. Basically, the starfruit is a very underrated plant because it's difficult to use. It's difficult to like understand how to use. Because basically with starfruit, it doesn't shoot any projectiles in front. It shoots projectiles in a star shape. You see, the starfruit has these points, and basically the projectiles come out of those 5 points, but it never shoots in front. It only shoots kind of like up and like at angles. And because it shoots at angles, it's very unintuitive how to use it. But basically, if you put the starfruit in a big column like I have right here, it's actually extremely powerful. So one other thing is that in this level, you really want magnets. Magnets are probably like the it's really nice to get magnets, and usually you don't get very many. But it can really speed up the level. The other plant that we do have is the split pea. The split pea is supposed to be an answer to the digger zombie that we don't actually use because like we kind of just use the squash. I'm gonna just proactively plant that here. Because basically what the split pea does is it shoots a regular pea shooter in the front and then a repeater in the back. We don't really use it too much, but it is useful, I would say. It's an okay plant. It costs 125 suns, so that's the main reason why we don't use it. We don't really use it in this run other than here. In 100%, we actually do use it. And it's very interesting how we use it in 100%. It's kind of unfortunate we won't actually see that here. So we want to try to have a cactus in every column. We don't always get that, especially if you don't get lily pads like I'm not getting. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, so I'm gonna have to use the blower here, because I don't have a cactus covering that pool area that I really want to cover. So now I guess we have lily pads now. Okay. Oops. Yeah, so this level, it's a lot of RNG. It's not exactly the it's not exactly the most fair level. Uh, okay. Um, so now we're done with fog. So basically, the zombies have now given up on infiltrating our front yard and backyard. So now they're trying to come through the chimney on the roof. So so this level is interesting. So basically, we're not able to actually plant anything on the roof. We need to have these flower pots. We're not able to replace these flower pots because we don't have the flower. We haven't yet unlocked the flower pot as a plant or as a thing we can plant. So instead, what I did is I took potato mine. One is that it's going to let us kill this zombie, but the other thing is that we can actually plant the potato mine to protect our flower pots. So there's going to be a zombie called the bungee zombie. The bungee zombie will just come down and randomly take a plant, and if it takes a flower pot, that's very bad because we have no way of replacing it. So one other option is you can take the puff shroom, and the idea of taking the puff shroom is that the puff shroom is free, and it'll also protect your flower pots. And it can also stall zombies. So even though the puff shroom is asleep because it's a nighttime plant, and that's why you can't really use nighttime plants in day, that is kind of the alternative strategy. If I had the rake, I would use it, but I'm foregoing the rake right now because I have very bad money pace. Okay, I'll do that. So now a bungee zombie will come down on wave 6. If it's going to, if it's gonna take, so it's gonna take my sunflower, so that's not too big of a deal. But if it was taking anything else, like if it was gonna take a flower pot, then I would try to plant the potato mine so that it would grab the potato mine instead. Now this level also includes the star fruit. The idea behind taking the star fruit is that we actually have very limited space in general, and the star fruit will actually, and we aren't able to plant more flower pots. So the star fruit is actually able to do damage to other rows, and as a result, it actually is kind of nice to have it to have that capability of doing damage to other rows for a relatively low amount of sun. So it's an interesting strat update that, or not update, but like here we'll do this. I'll do this. I'll do this, and then we'll do. Uh-oh. Okay. So now we will do a 5-2. So here, we'll buy the rake. We really want to be able to afford something called the Gloom Shroom, but we can't afford that yet. It's kind of unfortunate. The rake is pretty important. We're basically hoping for a diamond right now. If we don't get a diamond, we'll have to get money some other way. So here, now we have flower pots, so we can actually plant them. And then this level, it's actually going to be very similar to Pool. Basically, we're going to basically plant 4 columns of sunflowers and then a column of repeaters, and then try to use instants on the rest of the waves. So here, we need to build up our sun. So we don't have lawnmowers. You can lawnmowers are actually there's things called roof cleaners, which are an upgrade that you buy. They cost money, which we are very low on. So instead, what we'll do is plant this potato mine here to kill this zombie. And so here, we now if you've played this game before, so you're only able to plant your repeater to have it actually do damage if it's on the fifth column or more. So I'm gonna also plant the sunflower, and then I'm gonna plant the jalapeno to. So this is going to be kind of a slowish wave, because I need to really get a repeater out here. Oh, what? That was weird. Six. Apparently the zombies do like to eat flower pots, which is a little weird, I think, but yeah, this is unfortunately gonna be kind of slow. Let's also plant a potato mine here. Okay, we'll do this. And then yeah, so basically the other thing is that there's this flower pot, which I'm working very hard to make sure that to manage the flower pot cooldowns. Because it takes you're not able to plant anything without a flower pot, and it takes like 7.5 seconds in order to actually like plant something to actually plant the flower pot. So it's not it's a bit, it can be very difficult to manage it. And these final waves are always very tricky. Okay. All right. So now 5-3, it's basically the same level, but this time there are ladder zombies. So ladder zombies basically walk very quickly, and they also have a ladder that blocks them. And the other difference is that there are only 3 columns of flower pots to start with, so we're going to actually plant a little bit fewer sunflowers because it's kind of expensive to get all 20 sunflowers, so we're going to only get maybe 17 or 18. But otherwise, the beginning of the level is going to kind of be the same. There's actually another strat here, which I guess I'll try, which is to plant a squash here and then a potato mine here, and basically let 2 waves be slow. And then kind of to compensate, we're going to plant a lot of sunflowers and get a lot of repeaters out. And then hopefully this squash will get some value. Yeah, so now we are in a very good position to plant this repeater. Yeah, and then, yeah, so this is that's kind of a very relatively ideal scenario. This one is a little bit not so great. What I'm going to do, though, I do want to use the jalapeno, but I'm going to plant the sunflower first. Ooh, so that was kind of unfortunate that that zombie spawned in that row. That was a little bit slow. That's okay. So I'm gonna really want to not use a flower pot here because I want to use it for any for the ladder zombie that comes in on the next wave. And you'll see me also often plant a potato mine there. Is this kind of just to prep it? I want to save that potato mine. I really want it to get some good value down the line. We'll do this. So that was not as much value as I wanted, but you know, sometimes that's what you get. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Oops. Okay, so now we unlock the coffee bean. Uh, what this does is this will actually wake up nighttime plants. And ideally, I would be able to afford something called the Gloom Shroom, which I cannot right now, which is annoying. So I'm going to be doing this in order to um, try to unlock it. Basically, I'm doing an iZombie level to get enough money to actually unlock this plant that I really want to have. And then we're gonna do a cool thing which is called money glitching, which is basically we're gonna get a diamond at the end of this, but instead of collecting it, we're going to leave, and then if we go back in, I can collect it, and this will give me a diamond. Then we'll go in and collect it again to get another diamond. Then I'm going to collect it again and get another diamond. And then I'm going to collect it again and get another diamond. And I'm going to collect it one more time. The reason why is to basically get enough diamonds to afford not only the plant that I want, but also to get the Gloom Shroom, or to get roof cleaners. So we'll do that. We're getting the Gloom Shroom. So now we're gonna basically pivot away from what you do in a casual playthrough. We're going to be using the Gloom Shroom, which is incredibly powerful. And we're not going to use any instance other than the Doom Shroom and the Squash. So at kind of a high level, so we have the coffee bean now. This is going to wake up our nighttime plants. And we've just purchased the Gloom Shroom. The Gloom Shroom is fantastic. It is an upgrade on top of the Fume Shroom. As you recall, the Fume Shroom has infinite pierce, but it shoots basically like a pea shooter. But when you put the Gloom Shroom on top of it, it basically still has infinite pierce, and it's able to it shoots 4 times in a 3x3 area around it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take that, and we're going to also take Pumpkin, and we're going to put our glooms in the 9th column, and it turns out that we're able to get really fast 50% rules in general. It's a very powerful. It's very very awesome. You'll see it. You'll see just how powerful it is. So I also got roof cleaners. These are basically the lawnmowers of the roof. I've got them mostly as a safety thing. There are strats for using the roof cleaners on these roof levels. I'm not using that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not exactly comfortable with doing that. So this is interesting. I'm gonna get another sunflower down and then do this. And here, now you'll see the power of the Gloom Shroom. So we will squash this, then and then the other nice thing about the coffee bean is that we can pre-plant our dooms. And if we do that, basically we can just hoard them until we need them. We can wake them up and use them. So it's just a very interesting mechanic that comes about just because we have the coffee bean. And then what we're going to do is back up our glooms with extra fumes because that just will help do some additional damage. There's also a pogos, which are incredibly annoying in this level but we do have roof cleaners, so that makes it much less annoying. And then their ladder zombies, so we have this plant called the pumpkin. So what the pumpkin does is it basically turns your plant into a walnut, and it makes them very powerful so that they can't get eaten. It also, if a ladder, but ladders can go over it. It is actually kind of nice when that happens because then the pumpkins won't get eaten when that happens. So it's actually usually not the worst thing. And then this level has pogos, it has buckethead. Well, no, that's not bucketheads. It has football zombies. Oops. So we're gonna have to deal with the football zombies. Sorry. We're gonna want to make sure we have a squash or a doom for footballs, because otherwise they will often they do get killed fairly fast, but not that fast. It's usually not good to just let them get killed. Okay. And then, oh. And then here we have ambush zombies at the end, but we can just doom them. Ooh, okay. Alright, this is our Zen Garden. We're going to enter the Zen Garden and then quickly exit, because we don't need it. And then we're going to buy the rake. And now we will do the worst level in any percent. This level is 5-5. It is a conveyor level. Your only offensive plants are choppers and cherry bombs. It's really awful. Thanks for the raid. And the 50% rule does apply. And sometimes you start out with a zombie really far back, and you have no way of killing it. And then sometimes this happens where you have no way of killing a zombie and getting the 50% rule. Sometimes though, your rake will get used, which is nice. Having roof cleaners does make this level feel a lot better, and then there's also, you can also actually use the roof cleaners at the end in order to make the final wave go faster, which is kind of an interesting idea, but the main reason why I got roof cleaners is just for marathon safety, and also because I just didn't have the money for glooms. I think this is the 9th wave, so I want to actually do 100% of the damage. I feel like I want to get rid of these guys. So now the 10th wave always has these guys. They have the bungees, which are irritating, but you know. Yeah, so this is unfortunately a very bad wave where I don't have any plants to deal 50% rules. That was a mistake. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, this level is just a lot of RNG. It can sometimes just go very, very wrong, or just not wrong. Like the level actually could be much, like I've had much worse 5/5s, but it was just overall a little bit sluggish because I just wasn't getting the plants to deal my 50% rules. And then so you really want to have a cherry here, which we do have. And yeah, so that's a 5/5. So now we get this nice plant, which is the garlic. So in this level, we have catapults. So you can take pumpkin and place column 9 glooms, but the catapults will kill them. So what we're going to do this time is actually plant our glooms in column 8 and use garlic to kind of redirect the zombies to our glooms. And so you'll kind of see how that works. So first, we need to plant our sunflowers. Glooms are expensive. We'll need to do this right. And so the strat actually is kind of interesting. So we will plant the squash here so that this zombie gets killed, but we have enough time to plant sunflowers. So we're going to plant 7 sunflowers, and we're going to plant a gloom in the middle of the field. And then what we do is we do a few different things based on whether the based on where the next zombie spawns. So here what we're going to do is we're going to try to stall out the zombie. So what the garlic does is it makes the zombie change rows like this. And now, basically, if we put our garlics on the edge, then basically it'll redirect the zombies into this gloom here. And now I turned on the future code, so this gives the zombies sunglasses. The reason why we do that is because it now, if you remember the first time when it ate the garlic, it made like this "yuck" sound, and then it made a face and then changed lanes. But when you have the sunglasses on, it actually changes lanes without that. It changes lanes immediately. So it's actually a speed optimization to do this, to use the future code. Okay, now I want to doom the last wave here. Oh, what? That didn't kill him? Okay. It's, oh, I guess the doom was too far away. That makes sense. Okay, so this is an annoying thing. The catapults, they are not things we like to see. Okay. This is actually one of the worst things that can happen. I think I have to doom. You want there to be gloom coverage on these catapults. If there isn't, it's very slow. Hmm. And yeah, then what we're going to do is just back up our fumes with additional, or back up our glooms with additional fumes that will basically provide a little bit of extra damage, which is very nice. And then we have our ambush zombies, which we will doom. Okay, and now we will do 5-7, which is basically the same level, but 3 flags. It's the same idea. So I'm going to turn off the future code because the strat I have for placing the first gloom involves stalling out the zombie with the garlic in order to potentially have it change lanes into the gloom. But otherwise, this is fairly similar to what we had before, just with an extra flag. So you'll see even more how powerful these gloom fumes are. We're going to plant 5 rows of glooms. But otherwise, this is a good donation time if in a marathon where there are donations. Yeah, you can see it makes the yuck face and then changes lanes, which does not happen uh, with the future code on. Yeah, so here, this is how we usually want our, I've been a bit slow with, that. Oh, and one other thing that can happen is the bungees can take your glooms, which is horrible. Like, the fact that that's a thing is really stupid, but, it is a thing that can happen. I think... Okay, and then, yeah, so now, I think I'll plant a Doom here. I think I will be able to, so this is, not me managing, this is me not managing my flower pot cooldowns properly. Because the ladder got some extra bites that I don't want it to get. You want to stall out these ladder zombies. Otherwise now, what I'm going to do is also plant, like, some flower pots on the corner here and back here, because I want to, because they're going to be, the ambush zombies can potentially get past the Doom. Okay. Take the garlic. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's 5-7. So now 5-8 introduces a really big difficulty spike, which is the Gargantuar. So the Gargantuar requires 150 P shots to kill, which is a lot. And it also requires 2 instants to kill. It's very powerful. So the way that we are going to kill it is with a Doom and a Squash. Um, so yeah, you'll kind of see we're going to get a guaranteed Gargantuar on the 11th wave, and then we'll get it on the 20th wave. So in this level, it's not that big of a deal. Although, like, if I mess up, it can be very very annoying. But we'll do the same thing as before. So we put a Squash here. Then we do our 7 sunflowers. Put our flower pot in the middle so that we can plant our gloom in the middle. Okay, so this is actually like the ideal thing, I think. So long as I get enough sun to get my gloom up, which is very possible to not have happen. Okay, there we go. And then we can put a flower pot here to make sure that this guy dies, although it would have been fine anyways. Okay, so here we have to stick a garlic there so that our gloom doesn't get eaten. Our gloom is way too valuable to just let it get eaten all willy-nilly. Okay, so now we have the Gargantuar is going to come in the 11th wave. So right here, what we'll do is then we're gonna try. This never works. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Oh, it did work. I got the fast 50% rule. Nice. So you can basically you can if you delay your doom long enough, you can actually get a 50% rule on the next wave. It saves quite a bit of time. This is 8, and then I think this is 8, or is this 9? Ugh, this is 9. Okay, oops, I miscounted, which is not good, but you know, it happens. Okay, and now we will do 5-9, which is a very difficult level. This time we have bucket heads. So what we need to do is instead of taking garlic, we're going to be taking magnet. As a result, we're going to have a much harder time. We have to be a lot more careful about protecting our glooms because our glooms are incredibly important. There are bungees, there are magnets, there's a lot of there are also jack in the boxes. There's so many things that can like eat our glooms. This is by far the hardest level of the run. So what I'm gonna do is I like to do this very safe strat, which is basically we plant 9 sunflowers and 2 squashes. So we're gonna let this guy go to the squash, and we'll let the next zombie go to the squash. Um, yeah. So this is 7 sunflowers, and we'll do 8 and then 9 sunflowers, and then plant our first gloom. We're gonna plant them on the 8th column again. Because 9th column, we can only do 9th column if we have pumpkin, otherwise our glooms are gonna get massacred. And then the way that kind of the sun pace goes here, usually will get enough sun in order to get a gloom up without it getting eaten. Okay, so this guy is so I like to do this thing with this doom here. I've tried other stuff and it never works out. Well, we'll do that. Then we'll see where this next zombie spawns. Okay, we'll wait a little bit and we'll plant this sunflower and then do this doom here. Which will kill every zombie. Then okay, and then we really want to start planting magnets. Magnets are very important because this is our only way of dealing with bucket heads. I'm gonna actually plant this here. Alright, so the big issue with this level is that cone heads can spawn in front of your glooms, and it will eat them. If that happens, you have to be very active with your flower pot cooldowns and make sure that that you have a sunflower to basically stop that from happening, I guess. We'll do this. This is, I think, wave 7. 8. And then I think that, oh, that's 9? Okay, well, this is a mistake, isn't it? I'm gonna plant a Doom back here, just for like safety purposes, in case we get an you can get an extra guard. So it's kind of annoying when that happens. So this bottom gloom is actually a little bit weak. Also, yeah, I just did a bad thing, which is you're supposed to, you really want to manage your flower pot cooldowns so that you don't have, so that you have it to block, um, these things. Ooh, I barely don't have this off cooldown. Okay, I do have it off cooldown. Okay, so now we have our guard. Unfortunately, they Okay, and yeah, that's 5-9, so that went very well. I'm happy with how that went. Now we have the last level of the game, which is 5-10. So this is Dr. Zomboss. He is the final boss of the game. Basically, you're gonna get all your plants. So the thing we never really got except for 5-1 were these catapult plants. So we have like this cabbage pult. Basically, the roof has an incline, so if you plant anything in the first 4 columns, it has to be a catapult plant if you want it to do any damage. There are other plants that were introduced. One is the kernel pult, which is right here. Kernel pult shoots either this corn cob or it shoots butter. Uh, that's cool. The butter will stop the zombie. This is melon pult, which is an extremely good plant, but it's way too expensive for us to use in runs. And then what we're trying to do is we have Dr. Zomboss, and what Dr. Zomboss will do is he will come down here, and then we want to basically damage him with this jalapeno ice room combo. And then like the catapult plants also do damage to him, but not but you have to get the zombies out of the way to do that. And basically you want to you can do so every time Zomboss comes down, we call that a cycle, and you can theoretically kill Zomboss within 2 cycles. 3 cycles is a little bit more common, but still like very difficult. 4 cycles is much more common and a little bit slower, and then 5 cycles is what I get. Because Zomboss does not treat me well, usually. There's another feature of this level, which is that if you use a roof cleaner, then no zombies will actually spawn there. So that is a thing. We're not really going to make use of that, but it is important to note that that's the thing. So after you get him above 50% health, he'll throw this van out, which he managed to throw like the worst possible van at me, which is really funny. Yeah, so good thing I have roof cleaners, because otherwise I would be dead. So with this level, basically, so that we missed the 3 cycle, unfortunately. So hopefully we should get this in 4 cycles though. But unfortunately, the timing will end when I click on the golden, or not the golden sunflower trophy, the silver sunflower trophy. Okay, so now we will. Okay. Yeah, so timing will stop. Basically, 3, 2, 1, stop. And yeah, so that's the so that is the that is the Plants vs Zombies any percent speed run. Once we do that, we're rewarded with this awesome end credit song. So we'll take a little listen to it. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. This was a commentated run so that I could submit it to marathons. Sorry I didn't interact with chat that much. Also, sorry that I had like a ridiculous number of frame drops and a lot of ads because I am trying to play with the ad settings. But yeah, so thanks for watching.
You like the taste of brains, we don't like zombies.
I used to play football. Well, don't protect my head. I have a screen door shield. We are the undead.
There's a zombie on your lawn. There's a zombie on your lawn. There's a zombie on your lawn. We don't want zombies on our lawn. Maybe it's time to reevaluate. I know you have a lot of food on your plate. Brains are quite rich in cholesterol. You're dead, so it doesn't matter.